Season 16 is coming to an end, and we are entering a brand new exciting honeymoon phase of the new season, where everything is perfect and nothing is wrong with Destiny. How long would it last, some may ask? When do we get a punch Crow in the face, some may ask? And when will Savala smash Kaido, some may ask? The bigger question is, why did the post-Witch Queen feel so dull, lost, and boring? Oh, you thought you were the only one feeling that? No. Many others felt it. Let's analyze what's going on with Destiny, the state of the game, and what's coming soon. Background footage is mainly PvP matches, unless while showing some topics, but ultimately you can watch this without worrying what is on screen. I want to begin with what was a feature coming to Witch Queen that was greatly promoted to be something revolutionary to Destiny, and that is weapon crafting. The quote-unquote end to RNG BS grinding, but actually it became a new start to another form of RNG BS grinding. Now I sound aggressive here, but this is only a minor feeling compared to others. Weapon crafting was supposed to help us reduce clutter in our vaults, give us a better route to weapon rolls, and give us more value to use one particular weapon. Bungie did hit one of the markers, which is the value, as enhanced perks and mementos are pretty good. But sadly, it fears that there's even more clutter in our vaults because the deep sight system just does not work at all. I had some deep combos with friends before Witch Queen came out on what weapon crafting will be, and here were our best hopes and situations that we're going to get. We both really wanted a god roll sudden death from the prophecy dungeon, and we were tired of the bad rolls after what felt like hundreds of attempts. We believed that each chest was going to drop a crafting material that in turn we can go to a workbench and craft a sudden death, and eventually leveled it up or get other materials to craft the traits we wanted. Thus, it was an investment in a time that 100% for sure gave us what we wanted in the end. Not only did Witch Queen not give us a good crafting system, but we didn't even get craftable weapons we desired at that moment. Not having the weapons we crafted to right off the bat was something we got over right away. But it does hurt having a system that seemed to have been put together last minute. Over the course of the season, there were major quality of life improvements, such as elemental caps being raised and now soon the removal of trait elements. Which honestly, the elements is not the issue. The issue is the deep sight weapons themselves. Now there is hype on receiving a red border weapon, but there is pain on having to grind for red weapons. Grab enough of them to then complete to get the pattern for the weapon you become craftable, and then start leveling up the weapon to get the good perks, which then if you want to enhance the perks, you gotta go do the weekly story mission, which is a watered down, sad down version of the awesome legendary campaign, and hope to get an Ascenda alloys. Do you see the problems we have here yet? Crafting has came to solve some issues, but in turn has created much more problems and undesirable situations. I know way more people and even content creators who do not care for crafting as they don't want to grind anymore. In a more positive note, yes, the legendary campaign was an absolute banger. If all the time and pushback dates were just for the campaign alone, I forgive Bungie tenfold. The difficulty, the flexibility, the functionality of buildcrafting, and the loot was well worth it, which is why I hate the weekly mission, as it's just a champion filled and watered out version of the legendary campaign. No gusta at all. Post campaign was great, the Parasite mission was awesome, and even the misdirection of the memory archives are great. The Wellspring, that itself is fine, but the loot tied to it is horrible. Season 16, Season of the Risen, ties into Witch Queen perfectly together, and the quality of the missions and psyops was an absolute banger. And I cannot stress how important this is because in the past, the seasons tied to expansion release are typically not as good. This time around, it is a big turnaround. Loot, disregarding craftable weapons, were pretty awesome too. PvP saw some new contenders to the Crucible meta, and many tools to deal with Void 3.0, and also PvE endgame saw many new tools to help with the builds and stuff. Origin traits did make a very nice impact on the differences of weapons between different sources. Sadly, only the Master Val raid saw an all-time low on this, but I think in due time that might change. Personally, I want to see more intrinsic traits come to more armor sets. Honestly, I was excited that the Season of Risen armor did have a perk trait, but outside of that season, it's not really going to benefit greatly. I'd rather have that trait changed to extended duration of the origin trait land tank for each piece that you have on. Let's talk about the fatigue we all felt. Yes, it's time, and no, it's not Bungie's fault. I'll begin saying that Witch Queen got lucky on releasing with enough time for relevance before Elden Ring and other games took over the quarter of the year. Collectively, the community has grown tired of two things in the game: the level system and endgame in a way. The leveling system seems to start to become more and more less relevant as players do not want to be locked out of hard content only because of a number which requires you to generally just play a lot. My closest friends on Destiny after the day 1 raid yeeted away as the grind to reach a suitable level for the raid was indeed painful. With each post, Bungie seems to be mitigating this, and maybe in due time, the overall level system will be removed. The other thing is that loot is becoming more specialized, which is good for the health of the game. However, when loot is not worth hunting for, then players do not really have a reason to play. For example, Grandmaster Nightfalls give enhancement materials and the rarest weapons in the game with some exclusive benefits, aka adept weapons. However, this season, there was many alternate weapons that were just better. The best overall weapon right now is Funnel Web, and that's just a world drop. You don't even need to do hard content to get that. Then, if you want an all-around strong weapon pairing, all you need is a rocket with owl loading and an exotic Ixnagi's Burden. You're covered for majority of the game. Is that bad? Time will tell honestly, but the problem is that this combo does not require you to do Grandmasters or anything that is hard content. So the point of endgame is slowly becoming less of an importance and more of a, haha, I am a conqueror, look at my golden title, shiny shiny. Story-wise, we have reached peak Destiny. Each week, I anticipate the new story mission or audio or whatever it is we get as if it was a Netflix series. Seriously, ask anyone a few years ago and they will laugh at this statement. Season 16 has an amazing twists and turns with Saladin and Crow's uprising and downfall, with Vox Obscura also providing a very nice continuation to the mysteries of Callus and the Cabal. Witch Queen itself was well done, but it does retain the "is Sabathusi really dead?" Her ghost is still alive and escaped, so who knows? Plus, there are more disciples coming for us. Let me know how the audio is for this video, as it's one of the first times I've added filters and audio adjustments to better complement my voice. And listening back, I don't know how to feel for it yet, but we'll see. I'll see everyone in season 17 with whatever new stuff we are getting. Seriously excited for new season, as for me, it's somewhat a new beginning for content creation. You'll see in the upcoming video for what I'm talking about. But for now, like and subscribe if you made it this far, comment what you're excited for in season 17, and follow my Twitch as I'll go live on the upcoming Friday with the solo flawless on the new dungeon. And as always, take it easy, Guardians.